but I still want you.
Summary. I'm suck at it. Well, you know it's about you don't realize how important it is until you lose it. Pairing. Kim Taehyung x Jaeon Jungkook Bangtan Boys. Disclaimer. I don't own Kim Taehyung nor Jaeon Jungkook. Heck, I don't own almighty BTS even though I want them. I can't write. It is just to satisfy my craving Taekook moment, so don't sue me please, Borahai. English is not my first language, please pardon for the mistakes.
Jungkook sneezed for the 10th time. He was feeling cold, dizzy, and his nose was way too hard to breathe. Runny nose, watery eyes. Yeah, he caught a cold and it's getting up to him. But he couldn't give up on the sickness no matter what. Certainly not now when he was trying to write down what he had to memorize for the exam tomorrow, but his eyes got blurred, he could not see properly what he was writing on. He sneezed again. He grabbed a tissue that was next to him and blew his nose harshly and dumped it into trash can beside him along with piles of used tissues in it. He massaged his temple and leaned his head on the couch behind him, closed his eyes and tried to adjust his breathing. He sneezed again.
Man, ya Jungkook, you okay? Said Jimin, who was sitting on his right side. Jimin touched his forehead with the back of his palm. Gosh, you're burning, he continued.
The 7 of them were sprawling on the floor of Taehyung's apartment. The room was clean and neat in the first hour of their study, but after 4 hours it looked like it had been hit by a tornado. Books, pens, bags, laptops, empty drinks cans, coffee cups, etc. scattered around the living room. Taehyung was kind enough to invite them to his apartment, and they gladly accepted it. Knowing Taehyung has the most complete business books, he even had a personal library there. They were doing the same subject anyway.
I'm okay, just a little cold, he said, panting. Maybe you should take some medication and go to sleep, Namjoon added, a concerned look on his face. No hung, I can't, and you know the reason is, Jungkook retorted, still leaning his head on the couch. I know, we are going to face the last exam tomorrow, but you don't look good, paler than a few hours ago, Namjoon added as he gave Jungkook a bottle of water beside him. What time is it? Shit, it's 9:30 already, we only started around 5 this afternoon, Jin said. He slapped his forehead. Let's order some food, I'm hungry, Hobie suggested, while stretching his arms up. All the guys agreed that they should have a late dinner and took some short rest. Yeah, Taehyung, order us some food would you? Youngie said without looking at him. The said man was engrossed on his MacBook, his long lean beautiful fingers were typing something, and barely answered them.
Jungkook suddenly felt conscious that they were at Taehyung's place. He completely forgot that. He tried to sit up straight but he couldn't, his head was throbbing. Taehyung and him never been in good term, they never agreed about one thing. The only thing that they ever agreed was dumpling is good when it's hot and jjajangmyeon is the most delicious noodles in the world. Other than those they seemed to clash each other likes and ideas. They became sworn enemy ever since Jungkook agreed to their parents' marriage arrangements. They compete each other to get the best in everything, mostly college subjects. They were at last session now, 3 months to go before they graduate, and the promise is marriage should be done right after that. They barely talked with each other, or they pretend that one of them did not exist when they had to gather together just like now, just ignored each other for the best. Taehyung had countered him many times to break their engagement, which was done so fast to the point that they did not even realize about it. Their parents had done everything for them from A to Z, they only followed it. Once Taehyung asked why did he agree with the stupid marriage plan things, Jungkook answered was only it's for the sake of their parents' happiness. Taehyung had laughed at him and mocked him. Twice Taehyung said that he already had loved someone else. Park Bo-gum, he won't be married to anyone but him. At this Jungkook did not know what to answer. And there were many times and Jungkook stubbornly did not budge. He often came home with teary eyes and his father would always comfort him, saying that Taehyung needed time to accept it. Did he know that he also loved him ever since they were in junior high? Jungkook had always been in love with Taehyung to Taehyung's obvious. Their parents were best friends. Jungkook's parents had helped Taehyung's parents a lot during their early age of their company to now become the biggest company that ruled 40% of Korea's economy. Being the only heirs, Jungkook and Taehyung parents had the idea to combine their company to become one by this so-called marriage plans. Taehyung was very mad, all hell broke loose, but no matter what he did he just didn't have enough power to stop it. His parents had made it clear that he must marry Jaeon Jungkook. Promise was made and like hell they would break it just because Taehyung did not want it. On the other hand, Jungkook was happy yet scared. He knew that Taehyung would not like the idea, but he dared to try and be selfish for once. Without thinking he said yes to their parents. If he knew what future lies for him by his decision, would he regret it?
What would you guys like to have?
Taehyung's voice made Jungkook stopped his train of thought. He looked up at Taehyung and blushed, ducking his head down. Dare not to look at Taehyung's eyes that had hold his heart the first time he looked into it. He looked so damn good, handsome, hot and sexy even after hours had been indulged in his MacBook. Well, he always was, if no less. The thought made Jungkook's blush deepened. He taped his left cheek gently with the back of his fingers to erase the blush. At this point he felt someone looking at his direction, but when he looked up no one was looking at him. They were all busy with their stuff. Jungkook sneezed, blew his red nose in tissue again. So much for embarrassment. After a while they all agreed with some pizza and ramen, extra strong espresso and Panadol for Jungkook. Bathroom break and dinner break. The seven continued their study. There was no time to slack down, the clock was ticking. They had to memorize at least half of the subject. This last exam was really important to them, especially to Taehyung. He used this as his ace card. He told his parents if he managed to be a top 3, the engagement should be broken and no marriage plan anymore. If he could do that, he planned with Park Bo-gum move to the state. That is why he was so determined about this final exams. He glanced at his friends who like his hung for him, except one who was sitting on the floor by the couch opposite him, at the corner close to the heater. He took a longer time to look at Jaeon Jungkook, his fiancé, no scratch that, his soon-to-be ex-fiancé. He looked so pale, small and delicate in that oversized light purple hoodie and loose ripped jeans. Long gone the chubby face, replaced now by slim face and sharp jawline. His sharp nose was red due to the cold. His eyes are as bright as he remembered. Looked glazy though. How old is he now? 21, 22. Jungkook is only 2 years younger than him, but he managed to be in the same year as him thanks to his brain. There he was, looking all good and pretty. No wait, where did that come from, good and pretty? Had he always thought that Jungkook was bratty and selfish just like his father? Taehyung felt like to smack his head. His brain must be tired from studying for almost 6 hours. He glanced back at Jungkook's direction. Jimin, now at his side, touched Jungkook's forehead, probably checking his fever. Jimin always has soft spot for Jungkook. Also all his hung, they adored Jungkook so much. Heck, even his own parents favor Jungkook more than him. But Jimin's actions sometimes spoke more than just a mere friend. Are they dating? Hell, like he would care. He should be happy, right, that Jungkook had someone else. It would make his plan easier.
Aish, it's late. I don't think I can make it home. I'm too sleepy and too tired to drive home, Jin suddenly said and yawned. All of them looked at the time, now 11:45. And they groaned. Taehyung, do you mind if we are staying over tonight? No at all, Namjoon hung. Before Taehyung could finish his sentence, Jungkook cut him off. No, it is all right, I'm going home now. He stood up too fast, that made his head spinning. His leg gave up and he almost fell flat on his face. Had not someone grabbed his waist to steady him before he fall? It was Taehyung, who managed to cross the distance in time to catch him. To everyone's relief, Jungkook mumbling thanks to him. You are burning up. I think I should bring you to the hospital now. Did he hear it right? Or it's just his cold playing tricks on his brain? Jungkook asked himself mentally. Yeah, go now Jungkook. Please don't be too hard on yourself. Slow down or you will pass out, J-Hope said as he helped Taehyung to hold Jungkook. Jungkook felt so lightheaded, he felt the ground left his feet. Before he could answer, he fainted, and Taehyung once again caught him before he fell.
To be continued. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next chapter.